What up, everybody? This your boy Theo Pinson here. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss any Run Your Race content. What up, everybody? This your boy Theo Pinson here with another episode of Run Your Race with my boy AJ Richardson. And we have someone here today again. And y'all will see him more frequently now because we are now starting to just bring y'all more relevant today topics, and we want to keep continuing to give y'all more content. And I think it's one of the things that we've been thinking about for a while and very excited to do. We just want to stay up to date, and we think that's the next step in the Run Your Race pod. So we have officially brought Justin Jackson on. Y'all will be seeing Justin a lot more now. We be talking about weekly different things that's going on in NBA, NFL with the Super Bowl and stuff coming up, and trying to just stay up to date. And also, shout out to Prize Picks, man. Y'all have been unbelievable. We can't thank y'all enough for the support. Keep supporting us on Prize Picks. Use promo code RACE. It helps us out tremendously. So keep that going, and we appreciate all the love. But Justin, man, first of all, thank you for helping me out, helping Run Your Race out with this. We think it'll be, and as soon as we start talking about it, the first person we all thought about was you because you have great insight. Year 7, right? Year 7 in the league. You know this game of basketball, and you're very high IQ, and it's something that we think you'd be good at. And you voiced to me that you would be interested in. So I appreciate you coming on.
Of course, bro. I we've talked about it a lot, obviously, before this podcast, but.
And you got your own podcast that you start going.
I do. Shooting it straight inside Carolina. But no, man, I appreciate, obviously, like I've told you before, bro, I love the concept that y'all have built up, the foundation that y'all have built up with this Run Your Race podcast. And, obviously we go back pretty far. So kind of with AJ being, on the road a ton and, the history that we have, and now obviously playing on the same team and knowing the game of basketball, knowing things, even just topics outside of basketball and how we can kind of go off each other, bro. I think it's a great opportunity, but I appreciate y'all bringing me, bro.
For sure. And just to let everybody know, we're still doing the interviews and the podcast with guests and stuff like that. This is just to give y'all a little bit more insight on how we feel and what we think on stuff that's going on in the league and going from there. But, I mean, let's just address the elephant in the room. Dudes are getting to the Baja. I mean, we are guys putting up 73. My boy LD put up 73. Embiid put up 70. Book put up 62. Book put up, what did he put up, 49, 50? Something like that in Dallas. I mean, it's throughout the league, bro. Like, Cat put up 64. Yeah. I mean, dudes are putting the ball in the basket at a high rate, at a high clip. Bro, Luka missed 8 shots the whole night. It's scary. It's scary. There's a question going around right now. Do you believe somebody will score 100 points?
I don't see 100 points happening. Me personally. Mm-hmm. I think when you see a game like Luka had, I think with how dominant he is with the ball, how he has the ball all the time, I think that's the only way that you will see somebody truly score the ball like that. But you got to think, bro, that's 27 more points. Yeah. And he only missed 8 shots. Yeah. And he played, 45 minutes?
You got to have overtime.
It has to be overtime.
Yeah. Not in regulation.
But, I mean, 73, you might as well. 73, you might as well put that right next to it. And I think that Kobe scored 81. Yeah.
Did that game go into overtime? No. That's different.
Bro.
Oh my God. That's crazy, bro. And Embiid's 70 was so dominant.
And it was easy.
How many threes did he hit? You know, huh?
No, I have no idea.
I mean, how dominant he is on both ends of the court because he defends too.
He does.
He's one of those guys where if he catches it, I feel like you just got to go double so he passes the ball. That's what I'm starting to wonder though. Like, I'm gonna tell you why I don't think nobody will get 100. I think guys have too much pride. 73 is one thing. We've saw somebody get 81 before, right? So, cool. 100 points, I'm fouling out.
You have to.
Like, at some point, you got to be like, all right, look, I don't care if someone else scores easy layups.
Only at 1-3.
1-3 with 70 points. But he averages like 10 or 11 free throws a game. 20 free throws is a lot of free throws, but it's not like it's
Wait a minute.
absolutely.
He hit 1-3 and got 70.
1-3.
He could get 80 easy.
Yeah.
He
Now, let's also, I think he's going to be a unbelievable talent in the league.
Mm.
But let's also look at who the matchup was, though. That was
that
was the game
that
against
was the first,
Wemby.
his first game.
And then it was against whoever else the backups were. So
that's
matchups are key as well.
That's a true testament of welcome to the NBA.
Yes.
Like,
if he says that there's any other welcome
if we
to the
bring
NBA
Wemby
story,
on the pod, and Wemby, we need you on the pod, we know you're welcome to the NBA moment. I will say it. You won't have to tell me shit. Because damn.
70 to the dome is tough.
I got to go home to my kids. I couldn't let it happen.
Yeah.
I'm fouling out. As soon as he get the
But I don't understand, though. Like, Embiid, people don't understand how big he is.
Yeah, he's a huge human being.
But he's also super talented.
Skilled.
So his, like, that hole is basically unguardable.
Mm-hmm.
Luka, were they not, like, just doubling him and saying, hey, look, once you hit 50, if Josh Green, Grant Williams, Derrick Jones, if they have wide open shots, then we have to live with it.
He started splitting the traps. He started racing them. And then I was like, there was one clip I saw. He went right on the baseline, spun, and hit a fadeaway out of bounds. And I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? Now he's just he's out. He's just playing around.
He's toying with him.
Now, I did see something Stephen A. said. He said it's a shame for the Atlanta Hawks for what happened. Why can't we just appreciate greatness? You still got to put up 73.
You still have to only miss 8 shots.
Like, there's a point in time where you're like, yeah, maybe they could have done a little more, but at the same time, you have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make the shot. You have to put the ball in the basket. So that part of like, oh, it wasn't that impressive because the Atlanta Hawks, they were so shitty. I'm like, what? What do you mean? You're telling me DeJounte Murray wasn't out there really trying to guard him? You act like they wanted him. They were trying to win the game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, it wasn't like they're tanking and they're not trying to play. You see what I'm saying? Like, that comment kind of blew me a little bit.
My biggest issue with media nowadays is everything that people say and do are just for clicks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we're going to sit here. Do I believe there are some people in the NBA that maybe shouldn't be and some people that aren't that should be? Yes. Like, that's just facts. But at the end of the day, these guys are, especially the guys that were playing.
Yeah.
I mean, Trey was playing, DeJounte was playing. These guys are NBA, like, really good basketball players. Like,
All-stars.
some of the best in the world.
They both been all-stars.
So we're not just going to sit here and say, oh, Atlanta sucks. They should have – there's no way that they should have gotten 70 scored on them.
Yeah.
Yada, yada. Okay, you know what? Yeah, maybe there were some things they could have changed. Maybe there were some different matchups or different schemes. But, bro, to miss 8 shots as a point guard, to hit 8 threes out of 13,
yeah,
there's sometimes guys you just can't take out of the zone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
For sure. And one thing, just to put all those great performances together, those have to be the hardest games because, for instance, Cat had 44 at halftime in the Minnesota game. those are hard because Anthony Edwards said it in an interview. He said, we were trying to get Cat to 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted to see him score 100 points, but that's how it is. Like, when someone's rolling, you're like, let's keep feeding the ball, but then you're not really playing the right way at that point. Yeah. You're just trying to see him go off, and then just like the Timberwolves did, they end up losing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because no one else has a rhythm. Mm-hmm. No one else is being aggressive because they're like, why would I shoot the ball if he's not missing? Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So that has to be a very hard dynamic to manage that and win the game. Focus on winning the game and doing that, because at the end of the day, like, I would say it's easier for the Mavs than it is for a team like the Timberwolves, because Luka always has the ball.
He always has the ball.
You know what I'm saying?
That's normal.
With Cat's a big. Mm-hmm. You got to give him the ball. You got to, like, force feed him to the extent to get where he wants to get and get the points he wants to get. So there's two different dynamics that goes into it, and at the end of the day, you're trying to win the game. But I feel like that's a tough way to go.
Shout out to our amazing partner, PrizePicks, the daily fantasy sports game.
I need y'all to go to PrizePicks right now and support Run Your Race and use the code RACE. It only takes 60 seconds to submit your entry and make your picks.
At PrizePicks, you only play against the numbers and nobody else. You pick 2 to 6 players, you pick more than or less than the stat projections, and that's it.
And it gets even better. PrizePicks offers weekly promotions such as Taco Tuesday that offer 25% off on player projections.
PrizePicks is easy to play. Even though my Cowboys is out, I'm still up this year. Shout out to PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com/race and use code RACE for a first deposit match up to $100.
Next, we really want to look at this All-Star thing All-Star starters that came out. I have no problem with the West. No. Zero issue with the West. Luka, welcome, brother. I mean, knew you were going to be 173. Yeah. He made sure y'all thought y'all was tripping by voting for me in? Yeah. No, you're not. No. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm sorry if I fucked your name up, but Shea, welcome, my Damn. You going crazy. You should have been the first one announced.
Facts.
As an all-star starter. Jokic, of course. Bron. They need to just go and name you and Giannis as captains when the damn season starts.
Yeah, just every year.
Around.
Yeah,
all right.
I don't know why we do that.
So it was Shea, Luka,
KD,
Bron,
and Jokic,
and Kevin Durant.
Yep.
Can't be mad about any of those.
Yeah.
Can't be mad about any of those. There's one thing I would say. Anthony Davis is balling.
He is hooping.
And has been balling at a consistent rate.
Mm-hmm.
Is he doing what Jokic doing? No. Is he doing what KD doing?
That's
close.
It's close.
It's close. But Phoenix is better than LA. Mm-hmm. Can't give them 2.
Yep. Can't.
Got to be 1.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's get to the East. Giannis, like I said, you're in the shit every year.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was in the damn East?
Embiid.
Tyrese Halliburton, you earned it.
Yeah,
you fucking balling.
Yeah.
You got that off the in-season tournament shit, but you kept playing.
JT,
knew you was going to be a starter.
Mm-hmm.
You're balling. And who's the other big? Oh, duh.
Embiid.
He had 70 points.
Yeah.
Shit. Joel Embiid. Welcome. Take that out.
This guy here, bro. He said his filter was
Daily
gone.
Show, I'm going to say it. No, Joel, you definitely deserved it. You deserve to be in it for sure. Damian Lillard, Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Baller.
Mm-hmm.
Dominant.
Mm-hmm.
You got to count for him every time he's on the floor. Jalen Brunson's my starter. Jalen Brunson is my starter.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one snub, I would say it's JB. I would switch those 2.
Yep. I'm down. I'm on that wagon. I mean, we looked at stats. Once again, Damian Lillard is one of the best point guards
In the league.
Ever
to play.
in the last 50 years, 100 years, however long you want to go. He's one of the best to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But averaging 25, which is unbelievable in the NBA, but on 42 from the field and 34 from three. Then you go to Jalen Brunson, who's averaging 26 on 48 and 42.
Yeah.
On a team that is low-key balling.
They hooping.
That's tough for me to
They hooping.
not put JB as a starter.
It's tough. What is let me see something. What is the Knicks in the standings right now? They're 4. They're 2 games back from Milwaukee. So it's not like it's a big discrepancy there.
It's not big.
So you gave Milwaukee 2 guys. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I don't get it.
I guess this is where
And he's in the New York
that's
media
what I'm saying.
space.
He's in the market of New York.
That's tough.
Like, but I mean, it's name. You know, if you put Dame Lillard, if
Gotta
you
be
have a
real.
random person, if you have Dame Lillard and Jalen Brunson, everybody's gonna be able to say Damian Lillard. They know who that is.
But then they end up. You heard it was a tie, and then it went to fan vote.
Which is my question to you.
Mm-hmm.
How important do you think? Now I get All-Star is majority about the fans and the whole weekend and the money it brings in, all that stuff. I totally understand that. But how much do you feel like these, especially the starters, should be fans and media as opposed to like people in the league, players in the league, and like players that are or people that are really involved on a daily basis, coaches, players?
I personally would say coaches and players do all-star voting. But I feel like you need to give them a pool of players. Because if you don't give them a pool, they're going to just pick somebody on their team.
True.
I think you got to give them like, all right, we're not going to give you a list. And then you'd be like, all right, fuck. I love, like, here in Dallas, they'd be like, I'm putting Derek Lively in there.
Yeah.
Because how important he is to us.
Yeah.
And Derek Lively is very important for the
Very
Mavs.
important.
Not all-star.
He's not
starter.
All-Star.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just get this shit. Come on, bro.
Facts.
But I would love to see it go that way, where it's a pool and you got coaches and players pick between. And I would say there's some that are non-negotiable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Maybe you just do like, all right, we can't decide between these 2 players. Who would you pick?
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? I feel like that'd be cool. That'd be very transparent. And then do the fan shit for the reserves.
Facts.
Not saying it's like not a big deal, but do it for that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a lot easier. But yeah, I think JB, you having one hell of a season, brother. Keep doing your thing. You all-star for sure. That's a no-brainer. The Knicks gonna have 2. Him and Julius for sure should be all-stars. It's crazy to see how efficient these guys are shooting right now.
Offense right now is at an all-time high.
All-time high. Like, you really would think guys really – I say this all the time. You really can't guard anyone. You just really have to try to contain them and make them work as hard as they can and hope they miss.
Yeah.
Because guys are they have worked on their craft so much that not much bothers them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what they work all summer for. So they're not worried about you. So I think that's something that is just taking the league by storm. Like, dudes are just shooting the ball at a high clip. Speaking of, before we get off to something else, and we already on the East, what do you think about the Milwaukee situation? Adrian Griffin.
I was on the Milwaukee team. Bud was the coach at the time. and this kind of goes into just superstars in general, but if the superstars that you have on the team, and when I say superstars, I mean right now we're talking about Giannis, who is a once-in-a-generation talent, could go down as top 10 players of all time, like all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't rock with the coach and the coaching staff, then that coach is not going to be there for very long.
Yeah.
It's just how the NBA works.
Yeah.
And then you throw Dame in there. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff circulating. It was saying that it was Dame who couldn't really mesh with Griffin. And, you know, then Giannis came out saying, I'm super cool with him. He'd come to my wedding, all this sort of stuff. Somewhere in there, one of those two didn't rock with how he was coaching.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just the way that this business works, unfortunately. I mean, what's crazy to me is they were still winning games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, they were still having success, but obviously there was a disconnect there. And from what I've seen, if they call him Big Fella, if Big Fella didn't like him, they had to figure something out, and they wasted no time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wasted no time.
Yeah. That's why I rock with Justin, because we got to have the political, professional way of saying it. I'm going to give it to you real rap raw. Giannis and Dame, they wasn't rocking with him. They wasn't with him. If the head honcho, if Giannis Antetokounmpo sat there and said, I love Adrian Griffin, we're not firing him, we're going to figure this shit out, he would still be the coach today.
100%. 100%.
He would still be the coach today.
And probably sign an extension.
They would give him an extension today.
Mm-hmm.
If Giannis like, yo, I'm staying here as long as Adrian Griffin is here. How long you want to sign? Here's your checkbook. Here's the checkbook. You sign what you want. Come on, bro. And to Giannis's defense, they might still be cool. Like there's situations. I'm cool with people off the court.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Can't stand you on the court, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it comes down to. It just didn't mesh well. Yeah. That's all it was. It didn't mesh well. It'd be like, it's just not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And he might be invited to the wedding. That's cool.
Yeah.
But it didn't go well. And now they got a new coach coming in, Doc Rivers, who I personally believe is not a bad coach. I mean, at the end of the day, ran into some situations where they just couldn't get over the hump. I mean, is it Doc's fault?
You know, it always falls back on the coach.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, is Doc playing?
But I mean, the issue is, man, you bring in Griffin, who's a first-year head coach, to a team that has solidified bona fide superstars. So either he's going to come in and he's going to try to coach his way, or he's going to fall in line with how things have already been done.
Yeah.
Right?
And just try to give his
and you step in a little bit and say this, say that. You try to put in maybe your system a little bit. Obviously, that's not what he was doing. He was obviously trying to bring in new regime. I'm here. I'm the head coach.
For sure.
That's not flying.
Yeah.
So now you bring in a Doc Rivers who everybody wants to say, oh, he's never won anything, all this sort of stuff. But he's been with all-stars and superstars and Hall of Famers already.
Yep.
So now all he has to do is come in, maybe give the template of what he thinks is going to work, and then sit back and let everybody else rock out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people really think, oh, no, this guy here, he's going to be a great fit. He might not mesh with the superstars. Superstars might not be chill, laid back. I take, for instance, in Boston, bro, Joe Mazzulla. He was a first-year coach last year. But JT and JB are laid-back superstars, especially JT. He don't need a lot. So if you have a guy that comes in and Joe tried to come in and he, you know, kind of put his stamp there in the organization, they can deal with that. They're not guys who are like, oh, no, this ain't what we're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's a matter of fit, bro. People really think that you can just slide somebody into a position and it's going to work. And it's like, no, it might not fit.
Yeah. There are there are two things. There are coaches and coaches who can coach superstars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're coaching a superstar, you got to be able to understand personalities.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the personality we got? This personality of JT and JB, they like to be coached.
Yep.
They don't mind getting coached. Do they want freedom? Yes.
Yep.
But they want to be coached to a certain extent, like be held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for many other people because I don't know their personality head like I do those two. And Luka don't mind to be coached. There's a different level of it, but like he doesn't mind to be coached. You tell him what it is. He just wants everything to be reciprocated both ways. Like, you want me to help you, help me.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's different ways to go into it, but I think that's the biggest thing out of that situation. Like, you're bringing in a guy with Doc who's had superstars before and at the highest level. You had Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Joel Embiid, James Harden. Shit, damn. Like, he's had those superstars, and he's a good coach to have for those guys. I think it's gonna work out a little bit. I think they just got a couple personnel things that they just got.
I think it's more their roster than coaching staff.
Yeah,
I think
they just got to figure a couple things out on that part. But going back to roster, shit, they had the USA finalists come. What would you call it? Finalists or?
It was like the player pool or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
USA player pool or something like that. That's tough. That's a tough job, man.
It is.
Like, you got your guarantees,
Yeah.
right? You got 12-man roster, correct? 12-man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bron, KD, guarantees.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and put Steph in there.
Steph said he's playing,
Steph
right?
and Embiid.
Yeah, so Embiid, Steph, KD, Bron, guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. I think JT's a guarantee.
I was about to say, I think he's in that role.
JT's in the guaranteed. Is
And
Anthony Davis playing?
I don't know if he said he is or not.
Was he? He's definitely in the pool. No way he's not in the pool.
I mean, he's me personally. He's a perfect
Yeah, like if
Olympic
he plays, he's in.
big. Yeah,
Like, you have Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis.
yeah. Who's scoring on the
Come on,
paint?
bro.
No defensive 3 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think you gotta add Ant.
I think you'd have to.
I think Ant's in there, so that's 6.
But then after that, low key, it's open though. Because then you honestly, because people don't realize too that international basketball is so much different. Now, we also have the most skilled players in the world
Yeah,
in the NBA,
yeah,
so they can kind of fit into something. But after you get past those guys, it's like, okay, who fits behind those?
yeah,
Two guarantees are Paul George and Kawhi Leonard if they're healthy.
yeah.
Does Kawhi go to the Olympics?
No, he said he wants.
He
to
wants
play.
to. Oh yeah, he's
Kawhi's in.
automatic.
Kawhi's in.
Paul George are both.
Yeah,
They're both
yeah.
in.
Okay, so that's 8. If you throw Ant and AD in there already.
I think you gotta put Book in there.
Love Book.
I think you gotta put Book in there. That's 9.
Where you have 2 bigs.
You need another backup, PG. I mean,
Tyrese or JB.
is JB in the pool?
JB, Dame, Tyrese, Chris Paul, Trae Young.
If Chris goes, he's in.
Just off of him being him, huh?
If Chris goes, he's in.
They need a Jason Kidd type player.
Yeah, he'll be the J Kid, just to run the and like I said, been there before. He knows the game.
So that's 9,
That's 10
10.
with Chris.
Need one more big.
I don't think you need another big
Yeah, because you can play Braun.
because you can play Bron. You're gonna play Bron at the 4, KD at the 4, Kawhi at the 4, if you need to. Like,
Those are some big wings, bro.
You don't need a Bam type of big. That's more athletic right after the rim.
I don't know.
I mean, Anthony Davis does that, but
I don't know. That's 10.
I don't
Last
know.
2 spots are open.
It's open, bro.
Last 2 spots are like you. That's the tough part about going into it, bro. It's like you're going, but you know who's in.
Yeah. I mean, because it's what, 40-something players in the players pool?
Yeah. And I guess it would be 4 spots, depending if AD and Chris play.
Yeah.
And then, granted, if bearing no injuries, knock on wood, but like,
Yeah.
it's a good team. Even with that.
You know what's crazy? My brother literally, I think it was yesterday, he asked me, he was like, because we were talking about like the Redeem team and the Dream team, who's the better team between the two.
Yeah.
So then we started naming some of the guys who are in this player pool.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, but bro, there's a lot of names. Like, you talk about those top 6 to 8 guys that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, the only difference is they're way older
Yeah.
than like the Redeem team was.
Yeah.
But that team still, it don't matter what the age is, bro. That team can beat every international. I don't care how good the international teams are at this point. You bring those guys together to win, they can beat every team by 20, bro.
100%.
Like, that can be like the old
100%.
USA
They should
teams.
dominate.
Like,
And I think that's what it came down to with everyone wanting to play, because the past couple years it's like, all right, have the world caught up?
Yeah.
All right, let's go and put this shit
Let's
on
go ahead,
notice
yeah.
and
let's go ahead and
put this shit to rest.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm done playing around
Yeah.
with the shit.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Hi.
I'm tripping. He's in. I'm tripping.
Is he in the player pool?
Here's a surprising list. Obviously, I'm a Warriors fan, but Draymond Green's a 2-time Olympian, gold medalist, and he's not in the pool. Is that controversial?
Draymond not being in it. I mean, they said why.
They said why it was, though.
Yeah, they said because of the stuff that's been going on.
All the controversy?
Yeah, all the controversy, which I don't know what the fuck it has to do with any whatever. Like, the dude's a winner.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, he's a competitor. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything, but so there was an article. He said it. Bob Myers spoke about some on TV the other day about Jalen Brunson, and it's very interesting to hear. And it made a lot of sense to me, and it probably made a lot of sense to you. Jay Wright called most NBA executives and GMs and just like, why are y'all not paying attention to Jalen Brunson? And he was just like, he's small. He's not going to be able to post up in the league like he does in Villanova. He told them he's the best player on our team. They had Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, and he's a bona fide winner. It's just what he is. He's a winner. In your opinion, why does winning not turn the needle as much anymore? In your opinion.
See, this is where the whole political.
Hey, look,
This is where
I told you.
This is where the political side I can kind of throw out the window.
Yeah.
I think for one, we've got people making decisions that have never played basketball before.
Mm-hmm.
So for them, they throw a bunch of numbers into a computer and look and see what the numbers come out as the best lineups and the best productions and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Winning has so many different layers to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you need talent. You need the stars. You need the guys who can go average 30 and 20 and the big-time guys.
Yeah.
But winning also means the locker room has to be intact.
Mm-hmm.
Winning also has to mean that all of those personalities, we were just talking about on the bench, bro,
Mm-hmm.
all those personalities on and off the floor have to fit together.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've never played basketball before, if you've never been on the court with 4 other guys that might have different beliefs than you, might think differently than you, but you somehow rally everybody together to win games. If you've never done that, then you're not going to be able to put a team together that wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you said, you and I are in the both. When it comes to this situation, we're in the same exact boat.
Mm-hmm.
We've won a national championship at Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
We've been a part of winning more in the league. We haven't even necessarily been like a huge part of on the court consistently winning.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally believe that winning follows people. And the kinds of people that you have matters whenever it's time to win games. And I think that's the biggest issue is people look beyond that. They don't pay attention to the locker room. They don't pay attention to how guys are on a daily basis, how consistent guys are, whether it's putting in work or just their attitudes. The same person
every single
day in and day out.
Mm-hmm.
They don't pay attention to that.
Yep.
They pay attention to the numbers that these guys can put on. They pay attention to
what they think they can be.
Exactly. And not just, okay, this guy here, he's been around winning. He's been around people that have accomplished things.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he's also been in situations where he hasn't played, yet he's not a cancer to the team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I think that's why it's so hard to find winning organizations and winning teams. And organizations are always looking for that next big superstar to win.
Yeah.
When really, if you look at Denver, they've got obviously big fella in the middle who's all-time great. They've got Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm.
After that, they've got guys who have just been consistent, bro.
Mm-hmm.
KCP, he's been consistent on a winning team.
I can't remember a bad team. That one Lakers team that he was on. But other than that, he's been a winner.
That's it. Aaron Gordon, they brought him over and were able to get him to buy into just winning habits.
But he was a winner before. He was just on a bad organization with the Magic at the time. Now he won before that. Like, I know AG's a competitor. He wants to win.
He wants to win
all
everything. But at the
All
same
the
time,
time.
it's like then you've got Michael Porter. You've had him be able to buy in. You've got other guys, and they've been together for 5+ years.
Mm-hmm. And they're only bringing people in who are bought in on.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
But people think it's like, oh, well, no,
Just the
we
talent.
just need that third or fourth superstar. It's like, no. These guys have 2 stars on their team.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just great in what they do.
And their role.
And they're at the top of the West again this year. It's like, so that's what I think it is. I think we have people making decisions that, yes, you have some good GMs. You've got some people that know what they're doing. But you've got a decent amount of people that don't have that concept of what it's like to be a true
I'll give you
basketball
one
player.
story. I talked to Coach Williams the other day, and hopefully he doesn't mind me sharing the story. But Coach Williams told me a story about Greg Popovich and Jock Vaughn. Playing for the San Antonio Spurs. Jock Vaughn was with the San Antonio Spurs. They played a year. I don't know if they won it or not, but Jock Vaughn was on the team. And he was, who is the head coach for the Brooklyn Nets right now. Basically, Greg Popovich, after the season was over, there was an exit meeting. Went into the exit meeting of Jock Vaughn's. And as everybody, if you don't know, an exit meeting is every player meets with the GM, assistant GM. I don't know. Sometimes head coach. You ever had the head coach in there?
Been there a few times.
Sometimes the head coach is in there, and you just talk about the season and what they think will happen the next year, blah, blah, blah. So Greg Popovich comes into Jock Vaughn's exit meeting and says, I don't care who you bring back at all. He's coming back. And made sure he was – is Jock Vaughn – does anybody else here watching this knew Jock Vaughn played for the San Antonio Spurs? People in San Antonio probably knew. And no disrespect to Jock Vaughn. But no one is like –
He wasn't a household name.
He wasn't a household name. But Greg Popovich knew how important he was to that team more than just what he did on the court. You see what I'm saying? He showed the work ethic. He showed that he's going to come in consistent every day and bring energy. Like, that little shit mattered. You know what I'm saying? So that was so cool to hear and understand. Like, there are people out there who understand that.
Yeah.
And and clearly he was like, of course you bring Timmy and Manu and Tony and them.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, he understood the value of a guy like that, and I think that was huge. And just to piggyback on what you said, I totally agree. Like, it's frustrating. I've been a winner my whole life, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. I've been a winner wherever I have been. I've won. Dude, I thought I was going to the Nets, and I'm not afraid to say it. I thought we was going to suck, and I was going to get my opportunity to play. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to be able to play. No, we were good. But I wasn't playing. But I did my role, and I was giving my team energy. Bro, they kept bringing me back. They kept I was in I would play a G League game, and you can ask anybody on that team. They used to say, we need Theo back. We need Theo at the game. So I would play a game. They would put me in the first team smoking, and I'd be back with the Nets every game, because I in my role at the time, I just knew what I had to do to help the team win, and that's all I cared about. Mm-hmm. And that's where I get lost on what is going on. And the crazy part is, the most mind-blowing part is, we can hoop too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. There's time, yes, do I play great every single game? But I'm pretty sure 90% of the time, if you throw me in there, I'm doing something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing something productive.
And you know that you're going to go out there and do what you do.
Yes, and impact winning.
Exactly.
I'm going to help us some way, sort of fashion, to help us win. Mm-hmm. And that's all I hope to get out there, and hope people see down the line, like, pay attention to why he might be really good, but why do they suck? Mm-hmm. Why is the team terrible? If he's that good, why is Luka so good? Because he helps his team win games. Yeah. Regardless of what you say about Luka Doncic on defensive end, he does enough for his team to always be in the playoffs and win games. Mm-hmm. His first time missing playoffs was last year. Yeah. And that's because they chose to. Yeah. Shit. He chose to. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, he's a bona fide winner, and he's won his whole life. Yeah. Like, you got to pay attention to shit like that. So I agree with that. And just to even piggyback on that, Hong might cry a little bit, but look at him. He's crying already. I know y'all can't see him, but he's crying already. The Warriors. It's tough, but there was a struggle was coming upon them at some point. Mm-hmm. And I really don't think I wouldn't say it's like it's just the inconsistency of this lineup right now. Mm-hmm. Draymond's been so in and out. You can't catch a rhythm. You got Chris Paul. He got hurt. Mm-hmm. Now you got to restart that when he gets back. Like, it's a tough dynamic. It's tough to see because they've been so great for so long. And you really thought with the type of shooting they had, you never thought it would ever end.
You never thought it. Because you always think that shooting will just never, it'll never stop being dominant.
And I would say one of the biggest things I would say is more of the not fear factor of them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, everyone believe, okay, we can beat them. You see what I'm saying? Like, we know we have a chance of beating them.
Yeah.
And there comes a point when back then you was like, that third quarter run around.
You hated it.
You hated it. You was like, oh, shit. You were just, it was a matter of when.
Yeah.
When was it going to happen? And they're still in games.
Yeah.
They still have chances to win games. They're just not finishing them at the highest level that they used to.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a mix of all of it, bro. All those guys are getting older. Clay went through all those injuries he went through. Mm. But I think going back to the winning, bro, people never really talked about him, but having a guy like Iggy on the bench
little thing
all those years.
Yeah.
Like, obviously Draymond's gone through whatever he's gone through this year, so he's kind of been, in and out of the locker room and with the team and things like that. But it seemed like he was kind of the one that kept, you see all these things circulating about, Kuminga is unhappy with his role, and Steve Kerr's had conversations with, young guys and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, you didn't really hear about that when Iggy was there and when Draymond was like really fully in with the team, you know? And it's like those are winning things, you know? Like whether it's Iggy's talking to Jonathan Kuminga each and every day, like, hey, bro, you just got to wait your turn. This is the way the league is. This is, but your turn is going to come. And when it comes, it's going to be really important for us. Like just little things that people don't see behind closed doors. When you take that away, then it's like you just open up the doors for anybody to talk, anybody to feel any sort of way. Like, and so I think it's just, and like you said, it's to win, you have to be very lucky, you know? And I mean, you look at the freaking the Clippers. When the Clippers are healthy, we've talked about this. When the Clippers are healthy, that team is so hard to beat.
And that's where I was going to go next, because like player-led teams are the best teams. You know what I'm saying? Like coaches do their job. They put the schemes in. They put the game plans in, which are very, very important. But at the same time, like when you're able to hold each other accountable and no one gets in their feelings, that's when you're at your best.
Exactly.
And I think that's where the Clippers are right now. They got a lot of guys in that locker room who are vets, know what it takes to win. You got Russ, been to the finals. James itching to get to the finals. He's been in the conference finals, been that close. Kawhi, two times. 2 chips. PG itching to get there, and he got guys, his road dogs to go with him, and they just rolling.
Yeah.
And you got some young talent with him, with Terrence Mann ready to go. And, I mean, even Amir Coffey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's playing well because he's just playing his role. Zubac, he just been Zubac rolling.
Nobody talks about Norman Powell.
No, shit. Norman Powell's a bucket.
I mean, think about that. Think about how many, like, really stars and personalities that is.
That's a lot of personality.
And yet you haven't heard of any issues going on as far as, like, I want this, I want more of this.
But it wouldn't have worked until now.
Yeah.
Because they've all done what they needed to do.
True.
They all gotten what they wanted to get. They've gotten paid. They've
they
had
just
a
wanna
taste
win.
of being the star. They've been the star. They've been the superstar. They've been the guy. Now they want to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, this is I think they all feel it. This is my best chance of winning it.
Yeah.
With this squad I'm on right now. So they want to make the best of it.
Yeah.
And they have bought in, bro. All right, I've talked about it before. Shout out to Russ, bro. Like it shouldn't go untalked about of the commitment and the unselfishness he has provided on this team, and it's been unbelievable.
Let's pivot, huh?
Let's pivot. We're gonna talk about some NFL. Me and Justin are big time NFL guys. Granted, we only got 2 weeks left.
Yeah. It's a little late.
I'm a Ravens guy. Ravens and Washington fan. Let's go and get it on.
There
record.
we go.
I like
There we
both
go.
teams.
Thank you.
I like both teams.
Thank you.
But my Ravens are still in the playoffs. And Lamar Jackson is clearly the MVP. He has ran away with that. So, clearly the MVP. And it's not even a question.
I don't know about
So,
clearly, man.
who else?
You know who else?
You're not about to say Dak.
Big Four. Big Four. Come on. If anybody doesn't know, you should know. Next year, the Cowboys' year.
Hey, hey, does anybody that's a Dallas fan that watches our show even believe that Dak's an MVP? No, you don't.
He's in the race.
I could be in the race. I could put myself in the fucking race.
No, you can't.
I can't, but shit. Still, no. But, hey, Lamar's clearly the MVP. I got the Ravens win the Super Bowl. I think they are the best team in the NFL. Like, up and down. Defense, offense. I think we both can agree with that.
I mean, I'd be willing to argue that the Niners are right there with them.
No, I do agree. I'm just saying head to head. I got Niners, Ravens.
I mean, I love Lamar, and I love that Baltimore team. I love them. I just think personally, when I have watched the Niners when they've been healthy, they don't have a single hole in their team.
Yeah. To be completely honest, I honestly think this Detroit Niners game is going to be really close.
I think it is.
I think the Niners are going to end up winning just because they're at home. I think Detroit is really good. I think they're really good. I think their secondary will be the reason they don't win this week. That's the only reason I give the Niners the edge. But I do think the Ravens Chiefs game is going to be close. But I think the Ravens going to end up pulling out because they're at home also. But I think the Ravens going to end up winning it all, in my opinion.
It's just, it's hard. It's hard to go against that light skinned guy in Kansas City.
We could just predict Super Bowl right now. Who's going to be in the Super Bowl, and then next week we can talk about who winning it.
I mean, I'll go with the same Niners and Ravens.
Okay.
And I'm going to stick with NFC because my Cowboys supposed to be right there.
They suck.
I'm going to go 24-17 Niners in the Super Bowl.
We'll predict the Super Bowl next week.
Okay, that's fine. I'm put my stamp down right now.
Here, bro. That's sick. Sick work.
How was that sick?
But, hey, listen. Once again, we appreciate y'all coming on, man. It's another episode of Run Your Race with my boy, J Jax. Listen, we coming to you weekly. We're going to talk about up-to-date topics. If y'all got anything y'all want us to talk about, let us know. Hit Hung Up, hit the Run Your Race Instagram. Do we got a Twitter?
No, they hit Tidal League's Twitter.
Just hit Tidal League's Twitter, and then we'll answer all questions, any questions y'all have. Oh, before we go, we fucking tripping. Them Tar Heels hooping. Them boys balling. Dude, you fucking cheated.
Y'all did cheat. I ain't gonna lie. That was a bad.
That was some bullshit.
Bad call.
That wasn't a foul, bro.
Hey, let's run it back though.
Yeah, run it back.
Cheated. Bad foul call. Big fella from Clemson gotta finish that layup at the end of the game.
It should have been an and one.
Has to finish that layup. You
Yep.
finish that layup, you go up what 2?
No,
Because
it
it's a
would
free
have been
throw, right?
Yeah, they would
they
have
were
been up
only up
2,
one.
and then it would have been a tie game.
Tie game.
It's woulda, coulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda
Shoulda,
at that
coulda,
point.
woulda. Shoulda,
And
coulda,
at the
woulda.
end of the day, it's a back. You don't call that at the end of the game.
No.
But big game next week, Carolina Duke game, and we're looking forward to that. Next time we get on, the game would then happen, so we'll give a recap on that. So
Just know we with all that.
we with all that smoke,
All of it.
But shout out to the boys. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Stay healthy and keep hooping, man. Keep playing together. You got a really good team.
Right.
But like I said, shout out to everybody supporting Run Your Race. We appreciate the love, and we're going to keep doing this shit weekly, and we're going to keep getting better with it, and we appreciate all the love. And shout out Prize Picks again. Y'all know what to do. Use the promo code RACE. It helps it out tremendously. Keep doing it.